Hi, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Judi JTV. If this is your first time coming to my channel, what? Where have you been? You should always be on my channel because it's so much fun and it's random. It's so random. It goes from my radio segments to my trips to gossip to videos in the past to some of my club promos. I mean, it's all and everything me on my channel. So you guys, I told you that I would be back active, and I am. I'm finally back super active on my YouTube channel. And I just recorded one of my radio segments today, actually show 25. And I was like, you know what? I think it's time for me to get into some of these vlogs. And I am in the process of setting up my camera. As you guys can see, I have set up my YouTube area and it's looking so good. The glow lights really set it off, really set off the mood. And actually the glow light that I got in my YouTube area, it says it was all a dream. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazines. Yes, that one is from Amped & Co. So I'll link their link underneath the YouTube video if you guys want to go and buy a glow light to set your mood right. I'm telling you, I have like 4 in my house. Wait until you guys see the one that I'm going to hang up in my actual room. Well, if you follow me on Snapchat, you already saw it. It actually broke. It's the bad girl heart, the actual bad girl heart. That sounded crazy. The actual bad girl heart that you see on all of the bad girl mansions and houses and stuff. Yes, it's a company in China. They are called AUS Neon, and I'll also link them below as well. So I got my glow lights from 2 different companies, and the bad girl heart was from China. And it's so crazy how they can just make this super cool, unique stuff. And I've always been in love with glow lights. If you guys follow my Tumblr, that's totally the vibe, like the Tumblr vibe, the neon signs and stuff, like, you know, open, closed, you know, Japanese lights. I really just like that feeling. It's totally a vibe. So if you guys want to get some, I totally recommend them. They're super easy to put together, but you do have to be careful. They are so fragile, which is why I accidentally broke my bad girl heart, but the company is sending me a new one and it should be here any day now. So that's awesome. Shout out to China, made in China for sure. But yeah, so I was just like, you know what? Let me stop lagging and let me just start off on a Bad Girls Club video now, because I know you guys always are so interested with the Bad Girls Club, especially if you're a Bad Girl fan. And even if you're not so much of a fan and you're just on YouTube and scrolling one night, 3 a.m., high as hell, I'm there all the time. Always come across, you know, videos that I normally wouldn't search for. But if you are interested in reality TV and Bad Girls Club and want to audition for a reality show, maybe this video will give you some advice or some pointers. And mind you, like I said, I am getting a camera. Well, I have many cameras. I have digital cameras. I have my camera phone. A lot of people say that they use their iPhone for these videos, but I'm not there yet. And I'm just not ready to film right now because literally this is spur of the moment. And I was like, you know what? Let me record something and, you know, get some pictures together, put together a slideshow, get a little monologue cracking, and make an intro video to what will be my BGC Experience vlog. I've done one in the past. Don't look at it. It was a hot mess. It was definitely not flattering at all. And I wasn't really even, you know, talking about anything that I'm sure people wanted to hear or listen to. I was just mumbling and I was drunk as hell. So right now I'm sober. My mind is clear. And I kind of just want to tell you guys about basically the path of what led me even up until auditioning to Bad Girls Club and where my life was at, what I was doing, and the actual audition process. And then that way I can get this video out the way and get ready for my vlog, which will be filmed on video. And it will probably be super long because I'm going to do my BGC experience from season 7 to Love Games 3 to All-Star Battle 1 to my specials I did, anything in between, leading up to the horrible BGC 13, which I hated, and then ex besties. So I'll give you guys, all of those vlogs. But you know what? Now that I think about it, those vlogs will probably be separate because I talk and I ramble and I go on and on and on, whether I'm drunk or sober. So they will probably be super long. So yeah, just keep an eye out on all of those vlogs, but they are coming, y'all. But I just want to get this one out the way so you guys can enjoy this while you guys wait for my actual BGC experiences. And yeah, so let's get into the intro of my vlogs. Let's call this the path leading me into BGC, becoming a bad girl. No, becoming a bad girl. No, born a bad girl, because I've always been a bad girl. Well, hell, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about what I'm going to call it. You'll see in the title when I upload it. But this is definitely, the beginning of what became now my life, Bad Girl Judi. So, I'm going to start after high school. It was 2007. I just graduated high school. I went to Ridge Central High School in Olympia Fields. And in high school, I played volleyball. I was a cheerleader. In my earlier years, I played basketball. But in high school was really when I started to get interested in newspaper. Now, mind you, I had always been into art. I had always been a really, really artistic person as a child. Like literally, I used to paint my mother pictures, draw my parents pictures. I was always in the camera, singing, dancing, acting, and you guys can see that on my Instagram because I just even reposted one of my home videos from when I was like, like 7 or 8 or something. So I was always big in the arts, okay? I always knew that I wanted to be Judi J. I always knew that I was good at coloring. I was just a very artistic person. And hey, I'm a Pisces. And what do they say about us? We are the most creative. Okay. So enough of tooting my own horn. But yeah, it was in high school when I was really like, I definitely, want to start to go into broadcast journalism for sure. And like I said, I knew I wanted my name to be Judi J, which is how it's pronounced. In the past when I used to do hella party events, a lot of the party promoters used to call me Judi Ja. And I'm like, no, Negro, it's Judi J. And of course, that's because my name is Judith Jackson. And, of course, Judi is shortened from Judith. And my last initial is J, for Jackson. So Judi J, but I made it cute. J-A-I. You dig? Okay. And that came from because I really loved like AJ and Free and Roxy. And I really wanted to be like 106 and Park, on the mic, looking cute. I really love music, always have loved music. So yeah, that was like manifesting in high school. And then I joined the newspaper staff in high school. And I was also on like student ambassadors and stuff. But newspaper was pretty much the gateway into me wanting to go to a broadcast journalism school. So at first I wanted to go to HBCU, and a lot of my family went to, HBCUs. And one of my top picks was Howard University in DC. But I also wanted to go down south. This was when like Atlanta was cracking. Then this was like during Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. This was like, yep, in my white tee. Think of high school, like 2007, okay? This was like when Sierra, my goodies. Like, it was lit, okay? I was like, I'm trying to be in Atlanta. I'm trying to 8-Town Stomp. This was still when Usher was fine, when, in our eyes, he was Usher Raymond. You know what I'm saying? And like, this was when You Got Served was out, all the dancing movies, T.I.'s movie, ATL. This was really during those dancing movie days. College Hill was on the air. I just wanted to go to HBCU down south. But regardless of where I went, I knew that I wanted to be in broadcast journalism. So literally at the end of the summer, after I graduated high school, I finally made my decision to go to Columbia College Chicago. And that's because it was also like far enough from like my parents' house, which was in Olympia Fields. I lived downtown on campus. It was like, about 45 minutes away. Not that far, but still far enough where I'm away and I have my own privacy, okay? And my boyfriend at the time went to University of Illinois, so he was about 2.5 hours from me where I was at downtown, in college at Columbia. So, y'all, mind you, I'm adding pictures, as I talk. It's going to play as a slideshow. I don't know if they're going to be in order. I don't know yet. I'm just recording because I'm really in the mood to record and talk. Okay. So, mind you guys, like my campus, I went to school downtown Columbia College Chicago. So my college campus wasn't a normal traditional college campus. Like, we didn't have a sports team, so there were no football games. It was nothing like that. We didn't have a quad. You know what I'm saying? I didn't live like in a dorm with just freshmen, and my dorm wasn't just like one bedroom with 2 beds, a microwave. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know if you've gone to a traditional college. And no shade, because I was totally ready to do that, wherever I went, whether it been Howard or Spelman or Clark. I was even looking at FAMU, Florida, because I love Florida. I'm going to end up there eventually. But so Columbia, where I was going to school, first of all, I lived in 2 East 8th Street, y'all, and it was beautiful. It was a 24-floor apartment building, like a skyscraper, and it was in the South Loop on State and 8th Street, downtown Chicago. And I had my lunches in the University Center. Bad Girls fans, you guys can even ask Lucci about this. She actually went to Columbia as well, and I think she lived at home, but she was always in the University Center. That's actually where I met her, through one of my mutual friends. And then if you guys watched Ex Besties, my friend Termi from the show, I actually met her at Columbia as well. She went to Columbia for singing. So yes, Columbia was one of the biggest media art schools in the nation. Like I said, it was close enough to home, but far enough where I had my privacy. And I really loved my apartment. My roommate, her name was Haley. Mind you, I'm going to make a total different vlog about all of my drama with Haley. So her name was Haley Johnson. She was from Missouri. And actually, that's also another place that I was looking to go to college to, Mizzou, in Missouri, which is also a huge and a great broadcast journalism school. So my roommate, her name was Haley Johnson. I thought it was cool. She's a really normal, down-to-earth girl. And like I said, we did have a bunk bed in like our bedroom, but we had a separate bathroom, a private bathroom. So, in normal dorms, you have to like take your little shower bucket and go and shower with everybody. No, we had our own bathroom. We had a full kitchen area. We had a couch. Our view was beautiful. We saw the Chicago skyline. And the thing with my campus is anybody could live there. So my next door neighbor, even though I was 18, my next door neighbor could have been like 21. You know what I'm saying? So this is when my partying days really started getting cracking. Mind you, my boyfriend at the time went to University of Illinois, so he went to a traditional college. You know what I'm saying? So basically his turn up was like maybe meeting upperclassmen and them buying the bottles for them, you know what I'm saying? And definitely going to the quad and the Q parties, the fraternity parties, and drinking jungle juice, because that's when I started getting lit at their parties. And also, mind you, he went to University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana. My campus, Columbia College, was near University of Illinois at Chicago. And that's actually where my father graduated from. So, he had a branch of his college in Chicago too, but it's completely different, y'all. So this is where I'm going at. Trust me, I'm getting into the background stuff. So I kind of grew up fast in college. Mind you, I'm living on my own. I have no we had a RA or whatever, but we lived so free. Like, mind you, I'm living downtown Chicago, okay? I had a fake ID. I'm getting into all the clubs, you know, all the bars, no hesitation. So I started popping bottles early in college, like on my free will, like from what I can remember at like 18, okay? And you know, and that probably also was why me and my boyfriend didn't last, and the distance on top of that. But we were just growing at two different completely paces. And even his best friends, the people that went to Columbia with me, you know, some of our mutual friends, we all went together. We just lived a very different lifestyle. It was very urban. Me and my girls used to hop on the CTA on the L, you know, at like midnight. It'd be snow on the ground. We had our little freakum dresses on with our little heels on. You know what I'm saying? We could just get up and go. Whereas at his college campus, buses stop running at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? They got curfews and stuff. It's just totally a different type of college campus. I would have never ever traded my experience ever in the world. So freshman college was lit. My freshman year in college was lit. And in my freshman year in college, I also went to BET Spring Bling. And this is really what started, you know, opening the doors for me to really get into this. You know, my best friend, she was still a senior at Rich Central, but she used to take the train downtown, meet me on my college campus, and we used to get lit, you know, and she came to Spring Bling with me. And it was during spring break, and we ended up being on stage, y'all, okay, Chicago finesse, okay? Finesse. We ended up being up on stage. We ended up partying with the rappers. We ended up meeting everybody we needed to know. We ended up, okay, we were just lit. And I'm showing you pictures in this slideshow so you guys can get a drift of where my life was at this moment. And this is just my freshman year in college, okay? So then after freshman year, my girl went to UIC for her freshman year. And this time I'm a sophomore at Columbia. So me and her and two of our other friends, one of them ended up going to Columbia, the other one went to UIC. So two of us went to Columbia, two of us went to UIC. We ended up staying at this place called the Automatic Lofts, and we all lived together. It was a 4-bedroom, full living area, you know, kitchenette, all that. And it was bomb, y'all. And it was like brand new. Okay. It was expensive as hell though. So was my other one, Tui State, girl, y'all. College. Okay. So, yeah, so it was dope. And this was kind of like my experience of Bad Girls Club before I even moved into Bad Girls Club. Like, when I tell y'all, we had so much fun. We had parties. It was cracking. But at the end of the day, we all ended up getting into it and falling out. Okay. I'm making a long story short. I'm going to do other vlogs going deeper into this, but this is a Bad Girls Club thing. So I'm trying to just skim through this and get straight to the Bad Girl stuff. So sophomore year in college, this was also when I met Shawty Low, you know, because the people we met at Spring Bling prior to that, we stayed in touch with, and that led us to open the doors to meet Shawty Low and stuff. So at this point, me and my girl were flying to Atlanta. She's dating this guy that she met at Spring Bling that's from Augusta, Georgia. We are like lit, okay? And we became Judi the Snowman and Nicki Mae LaFleur in the Chicagoland area. And you guys can like do your research. We were popping, okay? We were like local celebrities. And at the same time, we started party promoting and hosting actually and modeling on a team called Local Celebrity. So we were really on the Chicago scene. And mind you, I'm posting all these pictures. Yes, you know Ryan Henry from Black Ink Crew Chicago. Yep, mutual friends. His girlfriend Rachel. Yep, she was on Local Celebrities with us. Literally Jeremiah. Yep, he went to Columbia College, used to sit next to him in the library. You literally never know what's gonna happen. Tat from Black Ink Crew. Yep, everybody says they're twins. Yep, we are mutual friends. And I even was really good friends with her brother James Jackson in high school. That's neither here nor there. That's a whole nother story. So anyway, life is lit. Okay, we are hosting parties. We got Omarion coming through. I'm around celebrities. I'm VIP. I'm popping bottles. I'm traveling. I'm in Atlanta. I'm in the trap. I'm listening to Gucci Mane. I'm rapping Jeezy. I am literally living that trap life. I was doing a lot of crazy stuff too, y'all. Ain't gonna snitch on myself, but yeah, I was doing a lot of bad girl stuff. And mind you, I had been born a bad girl. I was a bad girl, but I was a good person. You know what I'm saying? That is possible. So even, mind you, I grew up as an only child. I'm a spoiled little brat. I'm hella bossy. You know, I'm in tap, dance, ballet, piano. I was just an all-around American kid, like literally, even back then, and I was just bad. I used to lock my friends in the basement. When we used to play school, I was the teacher. They used to literally have to take naps, y'all, okay? And my dad was always on my side. I was definitely a daddy's girl. Like, he definitely fed into, like, my games and my delusion, my little world, okay? It was my world, and everybody lived in it, literally. So that was, like, me at a young age. And even when I got sick, that kind of made me experience not being as popular. So I experienced being popular as hell, and then experienced being literally like an outcast and like a nerd, a lame, like all of that. And I learned to live in the best of both worlds, literally. And this is what started molding me as a bad girl, even y'all in my childhood. So, okay, back to college. So it's lit, it's party. Then junior year comes around, and mind you, I lived at 2 East 8th. I lived at the Automatic Lofts with my girls. Then we moved to the suburbs, Dixmoor, for a little while our apartment was getting done on 63rd and Dorchester. And that is like the hood of Chicago, like the east side. But we were literally living like in more so like the Hyde Park area. So if you're from Chicago, you know what I'm talking about. It was like in the hood, but the nice, it's not the hood. It's very hard to explain. But if you know what I'm talking about, you're from Chicago, you know what I'm talking about. Hyde Park, but still 63rd and Dorchester. So yeah. So then we lived in Irving Park, all the way up north by O'Hare Airport, okay? And mind you guys, through all of this, it's a ton of partying, a ton of drama, a ton of bad stuff happening, a ton of fights, a lot of sex, a lot of drugs, it's just crazy, okay? This is college. And then it ended my junior year, me and my girl falling out with other people, getting into it with other people, meeting friends, going to R. Kelly's house party. I mean, fun. This is a mix of lots of fun stuff. And mind you, I'm only like 21 at this time. So between 19 and 21, it's lit, even before Bad Girls Club. But this is molding me into going right into Bad Girls Club. So, yeah, so long story short, I'm a junior year in college at Columbia. I'm living in the West Loop, like kind of like the West Side, on UIC's campus in like Little Italy. We're off of like Taylor and Oakley, okay? And at this point, I'm still hosting parties. I'm doing all of that. Mind you, all throughout college, I worked at like Wet Seal, the clothing store. And now I am working at American Girl, the American Girl doll store in the cafeteria. So I'm like a hostess, and I'm working at the water tower. So I was like popping, and literally after work at the water tower, my girl would meet me. We would change, or she would already be dressed. I would change out my outfit, and we would get on the L and hit the club scene. Okay. So I would be going to school in the day, after college, going to work, and then after work, going to the club and partying and being like a party promoter, like being that girl on the Chicago scene. So it was already popping. But long story short, hanging out with the wrong people, you know, life kind of took a turn, and I ended up working, instead of like, I left like the downtown scene alone for a little while because it was like literally a lot of fast-paced stuff. And then I kind of came back to the suburbs where my mom is at, and I started working at a strip club called Skybox, but not as a dancer, y'all. I was a cashier And I was like, putting the wristbands on people and giving people tickets and stuff. But I was, at the front desk, and I was able to watch TV there. And the type of job it was like the security guard would work up there with me, and they was cool as hell. So they was passing me, shots from the bar. During my break, I'm going to smoke cigarettes. If the security guards smoke weed, they roll up a little weed. On our break, we go outside, hit the weed, hit the cigarette. You know what I'm saying? I'm ordering food. This is where my life was at, okay? Junior year in college. I moved back home. I'm working at this strip club called Skybox. It's a lot of drama. It's a very easy job. I'm making $10 an hour, so I'm making good money. But it was the routine. Like, I would get off of work, and then I would literally like go to the liquor store, okay? And then I would go either visit my friends or go home with a brown paper bag of alcohol. Okay? I have been through a lot these past 3 years of college, partying, hanging around with the wrong crew. And I'm also hanging around with people who are getting me into the studio. Like, I'm in the studio with mutual friends and DJ Solo. He's a popular like juke mix artist from back in the day, the early 2000s. You guys can Google him, DJ Solo, really hot on the scene. But my life is pretty much in this like just an era of like, okay, I know I'm not going to stay here for the rest of my life. I know that I'm made for bigger stuff. This can't just be it for me. Like, has my best years already passed? You know what I'm saying? Like, looking back, like, was spring bling it? Like, what was college it? Was all this party promoting and, hanging out with, being a socialite, was that it? Is that the past? Is this what my life is now? Working at a strip club, smoking cigarettes on my break, taking shots of alcohol, ordering fast, greasy, but fire food, okay? Shout out to Happy's and Harvey. Fire as hell. Don't sleep. But, like, is this it? And me getting off of work and going to hit up the liquor store on my way home? So, this was where I was at, y'all. So, I'm just, like, really enabling my drinking. And mind you, at this time, I'm 21. Only 21. So, my friend at the time, mind you, I've heard of the Bad Girls Club. I heard of the show, but this was back when oxygen wasn't really that popping yet. And this was back when not everybody had oxygen. You had to like pay extra to get it in your household. So I'm at my friend's house, and Bad Girls Club is on, and it's BGC season 5, Miami, Leah and Kristen season. So mind you, the only other Bad Girls Club season I had saw was BGC4. And mind you, I didn't see the whole season. I literally saw one episode, and it was like on mute. And I was like at my friend's house at a sleepover, and we weren't really paying attention to it. We were like in our own thing, but it was just on TV, like in the background. But this is the time that I actually sat and watched this episode. Okay. Or started watching the episodes, and it was, at this point, I'm 21 years old. It's like August 2010. I'm a junior in college, but I'm back at home. I'm working at a strip club. I've been through hell and back, a lot of fun, a lot of fast stuff. And, this is where I'm at. Life is good. It's content. I still have both of my parents. I'm healthy. But I just know I'm not supposed to still be in the city of Chicago. Whether it be downtown or whether it be the suburbs, I'm just not supposed to still be here in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to have popped by now. That's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm at. I'm popular. I'm Facebook famous. I'm Judi the Snowman. Everybody knows me. I'm popular. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to get out of this city. So anyway, I'm at my girl's house. We're watching BGC season 5. And she's like, these girls are crazy, but they really don't got nothing on you. Like, you crazy. And she was like, they're coming to audition here in Chicago, and we should go. And I was like, yeah, let's go. But mind you, y'all, I didn't really think like we would make the show. You know, I'm just thinking like, let's go. It's going to be fun. It's going to be an experience. So they were coming to do casting calls. And I believe it was like in the end of, well, no, it was definitely after Halloween. It was right after Halloween, y'all. So they came to do a casting call up north, like near Wrigley Field at this dive bar, like up north in Chicago. And they came in the beginning of November. And I definitely know it was the beginning of November because it was after Halloween. I'm showing you all these pictures, all of where my life was at. And, so they came at the beginning of November. It was before Thanksgiving. Or was it after Thanksgiving? No, it was definitely in November when they came. Don't know when, but it was definitely before Thanksgiving, okay? So, no. Hold on, you guys. Or was it before Halloween? You know what? I'm not sure exactly what month it was, but they came to Chicago to do casting in the fall of 2010, okay? Up near Wrigley Field at a little dive bar. So at the time, me, my friend, and her boyfriend went. And, first we filled out like a little application online and she had already did this. So she was like, hurry up, fill it in. Hopefully they hit you back. And they did. Like I filled it in and literally they hit me back like that same day, I believe. And they were like, congratulations, you made it to the next round. So I told her, oh my God, I made it to the next round. So we're like, cool. We made it to the next round. So now we know what that was. When we got there to like the bar up north, there was a long line of girls standing in line filling out what we had already filled out online. Okay, so we didn't have to do that part. So, mind you, sorry y'all, drinking a little water. My throat pursed. Okay. So, mind you, these girls are in like their best dressed, y'all. They are like red bottoms, fresh weave. I don't even know if red bottoms was popping in. This is still 2010. Probably so though, right? Nails done, hair done. Mind you, like me and my girl looks cute. I'm about to put a picture, well, I don't know if it's in place when I just said this, but the picture is of me in the silver shirt, like the silver ruffled halter shirt with the black shorts, the anklet, the black heels, and I believe it's like a flower in my hair, a black flower. So yes, you guys, if you see that picture, that is what I wore to my BGC audition. So like I said, we look cute, but we're like, these girls like want to make it. Okay. They want to make it so bad. They out there like, I'm the baddest, I'm the biggest. So we arrive, and mind you, it's like thousands of girls. So we're just laughing like we're never going to make it. We're probably not even going to talk to a casting director, as many people as there are. So we go hit the bar, we grab a drink, we start to loosen up a little bit. But to my surprise, they do have everything in an orderly fashion. They take groups of 10. So me and my girl were in the same group. And if you guys know Sydney Starr, she's actually like a transgender hip hop person in the community. You probably definitely have heard of Sydney Starr. So she was actually also in our group of 10, right? So that's my first time ever meeting her. And we were at the table with the casting director, and basically you go around in a circle and you tell everybody like what makes you a bad girl. And everybody was going around in the circle like telling everybody like, oh, I'm the baddest. I'll whoop that ass. I'll beat that bitch ass. I'll do this. I'll do that. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, if I was a casting director, I wouldn't want to hear the same thing over and over again. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for somebody that stands out. So I already stand out anyway, but in my mind, I'm just knowing that like you girls keep saying the same stuff is really boring. So it comes around to me and it's like, describe yourself in one word. And I said unpredictable because as you guys saw and see, I'm very unpredictable. So long story short, me and my friend made it to the next round. Now, the next round after this, and Sydney didn't, and mind you, before we even knew that, we all wished each other good luck on the process. But, neither here nor there. I don't think, well, I know for a fact they weren't ready to, probably, and back then 2010, no, they weren't ready to open the transgender door, especially on Bad Girls Club, definitely not. They weren't even ready to do a Bad Boys Club, okay? So anyway, we ended up going to the next round, and the next round ended up being us being like on camera for the first time, and that was like a couple days later. So this was the first time me and my friend had to split up, okay? And mind you, y'all, on my way to this green screen, like, we didn't know we would actually be on camera. This was just round 2, right? It was raining, it was pouring, it was sleeting, and we were coming from like the east side of Chicago. So like Lakeshore Drive during traffic hour, if y'all are in Chicago, it is a hot mess, okay? The traffic in Chicago is a hot mess during traffic rush hour, okay? Especially on Lakeshore Drive. During the rain, during fall, like during a crisp October, November evening at 5 o'clock, and we had to go from the east side all the way downtown, like the heart of downtown, like in the loop, okay? You guys, like on Rush Street, okay? Like the heart. So we're already running late. I'm like, oh my God, I'm never going to make it. Like, we're not going to make it. But the producers, they stayed. The casting directors, they stayed. So this was when they split up me and my friend. So we couldn't really play off of each other's personalities, okay? So my friend goes with one casting director. I go with the other. Everything happens for a reason, okay? Shout out to Jessica. Jessica took me and wanted me, to be with her. So mind you, y'all, I go into this room. It's on green screen. I had no idea that, I would, for one, I had no idea I would be on green screen. And this is my first time ever on camera in front of a green screen. Now, mind you, this is when casting directors figure out if you're good for TV or not. Because a lot of times people change how they are around their friends who they're comfortable with and used to. And it's their first time in front of a green screen with bright lights, bright camera. You guys, I can't even explain to you guys. If you guys had never experienced that, it's very hard to you will never understand. It's so hot because of the light bulbs on the camera. You're sweating. It's literally like deer in headlights, okay? And then you can't, it's very crazy, okay? You have a mic on your back. This is the beginning, okay, you guys? So it seemed like I was in there for only 5 minutes, but I guess time was flying. They asked me to bring objects that, reminded them of me. So I brought a fitted cap, y'all, and an empty bottle of Grey Goose. Mind you, that empty bottle of Grey Goose, we had just finished drinking on the way there, okay? So I'm lit. I got my fitted cap. I got my Grey Goose. And this is the part on my casting tape. If you guys Google BGC7 Judi casting tape, the part where I say, bitches, I only got one thing to say. Who don't like a Creole girl? I got the voodoo for you bitches. When I'm wearing that, it seems like a leopard, crossover shirt with the blue feather earrings and stuff. So I've been saying I had the voodoo for you bitches even before I knew there was going to be a BGC New Orleans or anything, okay? So I'm on green screen. Long story short, my phone starts blowing up, ringing, ring after ring after ring after ring. Come to find out, it was my friend. She had been out of her interview for over 2 hours, y'all. So I have been in the casting, in that room for 3 hours, okay? Literally, when I walked out the room, she was over it. She was so tired. But I knew that I had definitely made the next round, and low-key she didn't, because I left with a vanilla folder. The casting director told me, I usually don't do this, but I love you so much. I definitely think that this is for you. You're definitely made for TV. You're so animated. Here's a casting tape. Here's directions. Go home. Get this into me ASAP, okay? Gave me all the paperwork. Gave me a big, thick vanilla folder, you guys, seriously, with directions to send in a home video and tons of paperwork. So when I left that room and I had that and my friend didn't, I knew this might be it. So that night we go to the hood, no BS, and we pop bottles in Harvey World. My friend, Black or whatever, he buys hella Ciroc, and we like party as if I already made the show, okay? Because me leaving with the vanilla folder and me asking for a home video is me winning anyway. So whether I make it or not, I made it this far. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? So we are lit, y'all. We are like popping bottles. So from that time that I walked out of the room with the vanilla folder to make my home video, from that moment, and that was in like the fall, so like November of 2010, I went through a casting from November 2010, December to January. It was like 3 to 4 months of a casting process, y'all. And in that process, I sent in my home video, and me and my mom filled out all the paperwork, tons and tons of contracts, paperwork, all this stuff, background checks, checkers ink. So y'all, they know who they're casting to the show, okay? They know you very well, probably better than you know yourself. So, and they're randomly calling my friends, y'all. Like literally, and they're randomly calling me. It would be like 11 a.m. and I'm like in the car with my friends, and my phone randomly rings, and it's like a 4-digit number, and that's how you know it's the producers. So I pick up, and like they just ask me like, what am I doing? Who am I with? What am I drinking? And half of the time I was super drunk. They just want to make sure you're really who you say you are, you guys. So they want to catch you at random moments. They want to hear what you're like, if you're really a party girl like you say you are. You know, they want to call your friends, so your friends give you the tea. And what they told me was, no matter what anybody says, nothing can change if I make the show or not. So basically, if somebody said the most horrible things about me, that probably would have helped me make the show, because it's the Bad Girls Club. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing bad that could stop me from making the show. We want to hear the drama. So they were calling my friends, my ex-boyfriends, my family members in and out for like 4 months. Okay? So finally, like at this point, like, you know, I'm still working at Skybox or whatever, and I'm at my desk and I'm actually watching BGC6, y'all. Like, this is like January now, okay? And I'm like, you know, watching the premiere of BGC6 air, and I'm in the running for BGC. At the time I didn't know, but now I guess like at this time I did know it was BGC7, okay? Because the packet said, yep, Bad Girls Club season 7. I'll never forget. It gives me chills. So I'm at work watching the premiere BGC6, and I'm in the casting running for BGC7, okay? I was literally on, it was like, am I going to make it or not? Okay, the security guards at my job was like, you're definitely going to make it. You look like a bad girl. This has your name written all over it. Like, I see you right now on TV. Like, this is it. Long story short, I came into work late one day, y'all, and I got fired. So I left work. I went to my friend's house who lived like near my job, and the producer called me. Well, the casting director. Mind you, this time it's like the beginning of February. It's like February 1st. And she's like, hey, Judi, what are you doing? And by this time, I'm kind of feeling like, I don't know if I'm really going to make it. I've been trying out since November? It's been November, December, January. It's February 1st. It's been like 4 months. Yeah, they're keeping in touch with me. That's a good thing. Yeah, they are calling my friends. But at this point, I'm like, is this a joke? Like, are they playing with me? You know, so I'm just not trying to have my hopes high. And at the same time, I just got fired. Yes, for being late. So I tell the casting director, I'm like, you know, I just got fired from my job. And she was like, better off anyway. And I'm like, what? What does that mean? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I just think you're probably better off anyway without that job. So when I get off the phone with her, I tell my friend what she says. And my friend is like, girl, you made it. Like, I just don't see them not picking you. Like, they call you all the time. They're in touch with you. At this point, I just don't see you not making it. And you're funny. Like, you're crazy. Like, this is you. Like, you're going to make it. Like, you made it, girl. Like, you made it. Like, and by her just saying that, I know for a fact you made it. So in my mind, I'm still like, I don't know, you know. So I'm still, you know, on the club scene. I'm still going to parties. I went to like Gucci Mane's concert. We financed ourselves on stage. Yes, y'all, I'm still lit. Mind you, I'm just having fun. I'm doing videos. I did like my first little low budget, video with one of my friends from Country Club Hills in Chicago. His name is Dieter. He was an up and coming artist. So I'm still heavily, in the entertainment scene, but I'm just ready to pop already. So I'll never forget. Oh my God. Huge thing. So I get flown out before anything. This is like now January. I get flown out to California. Okay. And in California, this is like the second time I'm on a green screen. They leave me in a room for like 5 minutes and ask me to talk about myself. And this is where you see me like on my casting video be like, what, bitch? This is when she tells me New Orleans, when I'm like wearing like, the blue and black shirt. My hair, I'm like a straight part. I look really Asian. I have a black bow in my hair. I mean, a black flower. When I found out it's in New Orleans, this is when I'm actually in Cali, okay? So I'm out there and they have me taking like these tests with the psychiatrist, like long tests. And they're asking crazy questions like, do you hear voices? Or like, are you afraid of spiders? Or like, are you afraid of the dark? Just crazy stuff. And it's like, no matter what you answer, it's still crazy as hell. And they also tell you like, upon taking this test, you should be truthful, because no matter what you try to do or no matter how you try to tweak the test is still going to win. Okay. So the test is still going to be able to dictate if you're crazy or not. Because mind you, they just want to make sure you're not psycho moving into the house. Who wants to move into the house? The psycho. So did you catch that? Okay. So anyway, long story short, so, it's just another process, and this is my first time actually being around like, real like producers and stuff. Like, I'm in the hotel and stuff, like stuff is getting real. Okay. So long story short, after that process, a couple weeks went by and I finally got the phone call, and it was actually on Valentine's Day. I was at my friend's house. She was my neighbor, and I was getting my hair done, and they called me, and it was late. It was like 8:00 on Valentine's Day, February 14th. And they were like, Judi, what are you doing? And I was like, just getting my hair done. And at this time, I'm on like pins and needles, because they already called on my friends. I sent in my home video months ago. You know what I'm saying? Me and my mom had already been sent in our paperwork in a big FedEx box. I've flown out to Cali. I know where the location is. It's going to be in New Orleans. So at this point, it's like, if this phone call isn't telling me I made it, I know I didn't. And thank God, like, but my plan, God's plan, they were like, well, what are you doing? And I was like, just getting my hair done. And they were like, oh, I guess you're going to need your hair done, huh? And I'm like, what do you mean? And they were like, what are you doing? It's Valentine's Day. Did you go shopping? And I was like, well, actually, I didn't go shopping yet. They were like, ooh, you may have to go shopping soon. And I'm like, what are you guys saying? And they were like, congratulations, you made Bad Girls Club. And it was like the main casting director, Jessica, who called me all the time. But this time she was like on speakerphone, and there were like a tons of like producers in the background clapping and saying like congratulations and stuff. And literally they told me that I had to be ready to fly out like within 2 days. They emailed me my flight, my confirmation to New Orleans. Literally that night, as soon as my hair was done, I went home, told my mom, told my dad, drove to this little store in Orland, one of my favorite stores, got hella clothes, got hella shoes, went home, packed, and literally 2 days later, I was en route to Bad Girls Club, to New Orleans. And literally on the way to the airport, to Midway, my mom was taking me to the airport. We stopped to grab a bite to eat. We ate at this place called Portillo's. And you guys, if you're ever in Chicago, definitely eat at Portillo's. It's so good. So we stop and we go eat at Portillo's, and I got jumped, y'all, in front of my mom. Yup, I got jumped. And even then, mind you, I wasn't drunk or anything. I hopped up and I was like, oh well. Like, you know, and my mom was like, this is what you signed up for. Like, basically, when people caught whiffed that I made the Bad Girls Club, people got really jealous. People started trying to blow up the casting director so they would get casted. You know, people were just hating. They pretty much saw like, shit, Judi is making it out. You know, she made it. And people started, you know, dry hating and stuff. But I had so much to prove, not only to myself, and I was chasing my dreams, but I also had so much to prove to people who like totally flopped on me, did me bogus, stabbed me in the back, y'all. I had been robbed. Like, people just weren't no good. People were setting me and my friends up to get jumped and just putting us in really bad situations. And, you know, it just was really time for me to not only get out of Chicago, but it was time for me to win, you know, and to get the last laugh. And literally all those people that hurt me in the past, they're either in jail, they're either like not doing anything with their lives, they're literally still in the same shit, beating people up, still being grimy, still robbing people, like still just being not good. Whereas me and all of my friends pretty much have blossomed and groomed, you know, grew and bloomed and moved on. And a lot of them brag about knowing me, you know, and it's so crazy because a lot of people that, you know, the same people that were stabbing me in the back are now bragging about knowing me to people, and people don't even believe them that they know me. So isn't that crazy how the universe works? Like, you never know. And I swear, y'all, I never thought that I would make like Bad Girls Club. It was so many girls trying out, and literally it was just my calling. And ironically, like, for out of all the places it could have been, it was in New Orleans, like someplace where I am heavily rooted, in New Orleans, Lake Charles, Louisiana, you know, on my mom's side. And it was just so dope because my cousins had got the chance and the opportunity to grow up down south and to grow up in New Orleans. And I just got to visit. I grew up north, you know, so it was just great for me to experience, you know, part of me, my culture, my roots. And, you know, that's why on my casting tape, you see me say like, oh my God, where, you know, where I'm from, you know, my land. And, you know, it's true. I'm mixed with Choctaw Indian, Spain, African American, French. Like, yeah, I'm definitely Louisiana Creole rooted. And it's just so awesome that I met Miss Voodoo on the show, and I still have her to this day. And you know what? We'll do a couple vlogs together too in the future. But yeah, you guys, literally that is my casting process. And the rest is history. Like, I got on that plane leaving Midway, Chicago, and flew into New Orleans. And it was so crazy because my plane arrived at night, and flying over the bayou and seeing all the water was a very dark, spooky feeling. And who would have known? I would have ended up being the most spooky motherfucker in Bad Girls history. Like, I definitely brought the voodoo, okay? And literally days before moving into the mansion, I had just got jumped, okay? And was crazy, got up and continued to eat my food. So I was destined for that, okay? Bad girl for life. And, yeah, you know, when I landed in New Orleans, it was at night. The producers got me from the airport, took me to the hotel, and I was at the hotel for like 2 days. And it's so crazy because during those 2 days, you know, when I would go down to the bar in my hotel, we were all over the news. Not the cast yet. And come to speak of it, thinking about it, when I went to LA to like meet with the psychiatrist and stuff, I heard Tierra like loud as hell and laughing. Of course, I didn't know it was her then, but thinking back, like, yeah, I definitely heard Tierra, and they made sure we didn't see each other. They keep us very, very private, like during that casting process. So, okay, so, you know, during the time when I was in New Orleans waiting to move into the mansion, I'm down at the bar, and the mansion is all over the news. The people in Kenner, Louisiana was pissed that the Bad Girls were coming. Like, they tried to petition us out, y'all, but producers have money. These networks have money, and what they want done, they will get done. And, you know, they ended up locking it down and being able to film under one condition. And that was 3 of us every night rotated out of the mansion and spent the night at a hotel. So only 4 girls who weren't related could stay under the roof at one time in New Orleans. And I talk about that in like a recent interview, a farewell interview. If you guys want to go listen, Justin Joyner, I talk about that in a farewell interview to Bad Girls Club. I spill a lot of tea. So if you guys want to go listen to that, you should. But yeah, so we were all over the news. So people were outraged, and I was just sitting at the bar seeing our mansion on news. So I had already saw our mansion before we even moved in. And little did those people know at the bar, they were rubbing shoulders with the upcoming bad girl, you dig? You know, but yeah, like the whole time the producers just kept calling like, don't worry about what you see on the news. Don't worry about what you hear. Everything is a go. You guys are still moving in. And I'll never forget like when that limo pulled up with the BGC heart on the door, everybody at the hotel was just looking like, who is that and stuff. And that was like the kickoff of like, oh shit, this is really real. And literally it was history. I got in that limo and, you know, they basically told me act normal, don't look at the cameras, and welcome to the Judi show. Literally, the rest is all history. So in the process of even that, you guys, like literally there were friends that didn't want me to be friends with other people. And, you know, even though I like hid my friendships with them, it just goes to show everybody in your life plays a significant role and plays a significant part in your life. And never doubt where you are at a certain time in your life. Never doubt an error, because it's all making you and preparing you for something bigger. Like I swear, like all that robbing and getting jumped and set up and just drama and being around celebrities and being a socialite and the hardcore partying and all that stuff, flying in and out of the cities, traveling, all of that was molding me for like fame and the publicity that was gonna come with the Bad Girls Club name. So, you know, and until this day and forever, I'm always going to be Bad Girl Judi. And that's just what it is. No matter how hard you try to run from the Bad Girls Club or not be affiliated or associated with it, the internet is popping. Google is real. And I'm just always going to be Judi from Bad Girls Club. And I love Oxygen and Bjorn Murray and everything they did for me and choosing me. And some advice, you guys, if you guys are looking to try out or audition for a reality show, be 100% you. Trust me, these producers know when people are acting and when they're not being authentic, and you will not get chosen. Be 100% you. Be unique. Be different. Don't try to be somebody else. They will see through that too. And pretty much when you're in front of the camera for so long, the real you comes out anyway. You know, you can't hide in front of all those cameras, okay? So be you. And, you know, reality TV, also don't let that be your only goal. Let that be a stepping stone, but have bigger goals in your mind and what you want to accomplish after reality TV. Because mind you, it's fun and it's such an experience, and I don't regret it a day in my life. And I can't wait to actually do my BGC Experience videos of all my shows. But you know, the show airs and then it goes away. You know what I'm saying? It comes and it goes. So make sure you go on there to obtain a platform, to have leverage, to be able to continue to grow outside of just reality TV. So I hope you guys enjoyed my intro to Bad Girls Club and what even made me audition, or, you know, just my process and my path leading me into the Bad Girls Club mansion doors. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys have any more questions or any more in-depth questions, you guys can definitely comment below, and make sure you like my video and make sure you subscribe, because like I said, I have a lot of vlogs and those will be, you know, on video, on camera, so you guys can see my hand movements, see me laughing, see me smiling, because y'all know I'm animated as fuck and extra. So yes, stay tuned. I love you guys. Bad girl. Mwah. Thanks for tuning in and gracing across my YouTube channel once again. Don't you be shy. Make sure you subscribe, because I'm Judi with the juice. So come and catch this vibe. You dig? Mwah.